You're putting in the hours, doing everything right, but your bank account barely moves. Meanwhile, every time you open your phone, someone half your age is casually showing off a life that seems completely out of reach. The reality behind those Dubai skyline posts is entirely different. Right now, 60% of American households can't afford to buy a new car, and nearly 40% can't handle an unexpected $400 bill. A massive portion of the luxury you see online is entirely funded by credit cards and debt. True wealth doesn't look like a vacation you spend 5 months paying off. It is a calculated, quiet formula of skills and assets working in the background to generate cash. So grab a pen and a piece of paper. Over the next 5 minutes, we are going to build your personal 5-step wealth-building blueprint. Before you write anything down, you have to drop the habit of comparing your starting line to someone else's debt-fueled highlight reel. Opting out of that psychological trap is the mandatory first step to building real, lasting wealth. Step 1. Look at your paper and write down exactly what you prioritize in your work right now. If your answer is a paycheck, you need to pivot to chasing skills. This chart shows exactly why. Let's say you take a boring but relatively well-paying job. The money feels good early on, but your learning quickly stops. This is path A. Within a few years, your earning potential flatlines because your skill set hasn't improved. Now look at path B. You take a challenging, lower-paying job. You struggle to pay the bills at first while you adapt. But because you are constantly learning, your value compounds. Eventually, your earning capacity rockets straight past the ceiling of path A. Taking a pay cut to learn might feel like you're falling behind your peers, but that temporary financial discomfort is the price of admission for long-term leverage. When you focus on what you can learn rather than what you earn today, you stop being a replaceable worker and become a highly valuable, appreciating asset yourself. Step 2. Pick one of these 3 skills to start learning today: copywriting, video editing, or coding. Write your choice down right now. If you're worried about a crowded market, look at it from the perspective of the people trying to hire. The demand for these skills is surging, yet businesses constantly struggle to find specialists who actually deliver professional-grade work. Most people never move past the basics, which means the real competition for high-level roles is far thinner than the total number of applicants suggests. Mastering one of these specific, in-demand technical abilities makes you incredibly adaptable. You become the equivalent of a Swiss Army knife, able to plug into almost any modern business and solve their immediate problems. Once you possess a top-tier digital skill, you carry your value with you everywhere. That expertise forms a permanent safety net, ensuring you always have a reliable way to generate cash on demand. Step 3. No matter how much you optimize your high-income skill, a standard hourly wage or yearly salary is mathematically unlikely to make you a multimillionaire. The only way to scale your wealth past the limitations of your own time is through equity, owning a percentage of a profitable business. There are 3 main ways to get it. The most common is to take the risk and start the business yourself. The second is sweat equity, where you trade your highly specialized skills for a percentage of an early-stage company. The third is purchasing shares directly, though this requires significant upfront capital. But pay attention to this warning. You cannot walk into a job on day 1 and demand a slice of the pie. If you approach a business owner as someone who just wants to take from them, they will show you the door. You have to cultivate extreme self-awareness. You must dedicate yourself to building immense, measurable value for the company first, making yourself undeniably worthy of equity before you ever ask for it. The moment you stop trading hours for a paycheck and start owning a fraction of the profit engine itself, you bridge the gap between the working class and the wealthy. Step 4. Look at your paper and think about the next watch or a car you need financing to afford. Cross it out. That desire to buy depreciating items early on is just the flexing game. Many of the people you see driving around in bright sports cars or eating $500 steaks are actually masking deep, crippling debt. Here is the alternative. Take the exact amount of cash you were going to spend on an illusion and aggressively redirect it into things that actually increase in value: stocks, real estate, or even crypto. You don't buy luxury with your primary salary. You buy it with the profit your assets generate. By waiting until your portfolio can cover the cost of the car or the watch on its own, you ensure your lifestyle never eats into the principal capital that's supposed to be making you wealthy. Ultimately, true financial success is measured entirely by the assets you own that pay you while you sleep, not by the liabilities you buy that drain your accounts while you're awake. Step 5. Write down one calculated risk you are going to take this week that makes you deeply uncomfortable. This diagram represents your comfort zone. If you only operate inside this rigid boundary, seeking absolute safety and avoiding anything difficult, you are living in a self-imposed prison that guarantees financial stagnation. To build wealth, you have to actively break those walls. You move outward, graduating from traditional education, experimenting with side hustles and unfamiliar territory, and eventually taking the heavy risks required to launch your own business. Staying static feels safe, but it costs you every opportunity you could have had. Intentional, continuous discomfort is the only environment where exponential financial growth can survive. Look down at your paper. You now hold a completed, personalized blueprint for building wealth. You have your target high-income skill. You know exactly why you need equity. You know to buy assets instead of liabilities, and you know exactly which toxic spending habits to cut today. So here is your immediate next step. As soon as this video ends, find a 30-minute beginner tutorial on the exact skill you wrote down and watch it from start to finish. Do not fall into the trap of passing the blame. It's easy to point fingers at the economy, complain about the system, or tell yourself you're waiting for the perfect time to start. The hard truth is that you alone are responsible for your outcome. Put down the magnifying glass you use to scrutinize everyone else, pick up the mirror, take total control of your actions, and get to work.